Today I want to talk about acting. I get a lot of people asking me how to get into the industry or advice for younger girls starting up, and acting has always been my first passion. It's something that I've had in my DNA since I was pretty much born, and I'm wearing my Ghostbusters t-shirt today. Did you know that it glows in the dark? I had no idea. I was wearing it to bed last week, and I went to the bathroom in the middle of the night, bright lights, went back to bed, totally glowing in the dark. It was awesome. It's my new favorite shirt. So anyways, back to my story. Where was I? Oh yeah. I started out doing commercials and that sort of stuff, but my first real job was something that I didn't go through an agent or anything like that. Somebody had suggested that I go see these two guys, Jeff and Romano, and they did this show called Game Nation, and they were looking for a new host because I guess the last one had left or whatever, and I didn't know the first thing about games. Like, it was all about video games, the, PS, I don't even know which ones it was at the time because it was a while ago, but it was like Nintendo and that sort of stuff. So figuring I had nothing to lose, I decided to go in there and just take the piece of advice that my mom always told me: just be yourself. And usually when I'd go to auditions and stuff, I try so hard because I was younger, and it was really in to be edgy back then, so I would try to be edgy, and I tried to do, punk out my hair a little bit, or wear clothes that were, I don't know, not necessarily me. But for this audition, I decided that since I wasn't going to get it and didn't know a thing about video games, I might as well just go in there and be me. And it turned out that it gave me 4 years of an amazing TV show. I ended up playing Suki Diefenbaker on Game Nation, and I had such a good time. It was with Ted Head, and although I didn't know much about games at the time, I learned. And there was also all these great wrestling, Ted would always put these wrestling references in there, so I, for the life of me, did not know any of them. So I started watching wrestling shortly after that, and now I'm a big wrestling fan, as you guys know. And I guess my advice, my biggest piece of advice from what that story has to say is, it's so important, and I know people say it all the time, but it's so important to just be yourself when you're auditioning or when you're trying to become an actor or whatever else you're trying to do in the industry, I guess, because you can't try to be Angelina Jolie, you can't try to be Megan Fox, you can't try to be, I don't know, 1,000,001 other people. All you can do is figure out, who you are, and let people see that, and hopefully they like it. If you kind of just dig in and let yourself be exposed a little bit, I think people do relate to that more than they do a facade or, trying to be somebody you're not. So that's my piece of advice for the day.